Hello guys, this is your friend Itachi Fanfic 3.0 and we are back a new fanfic story which is what if Naruto had died before Kurama agreed to lend him power. Let's start fanfic without wasting more time. Inside Naruto's mind lay a place of darkness, a cage surrounded by swirling water, chains of chakra, and an immense gate sealed with the kanji for seal. Behind it, two burning eyes glowed red. Kurama, the nine-tailed fox, had spent years caged within Naruto, raging, roaring, waiting for the day it could escape. Greater than you again, boy, Kurama's voice thundered, echoing across the darkness. How many times must you come crawling back here? Naruto stood tall despite his trembling knees. As many times as it takes, he said. Because this time, I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to understand you. Kurama growled, shaking the mental realm. Understand. You humans sealed me away, used me, feared me. And now you want peace. The fox's tails lashed out, crashing against the cage. Naruto didn't move. He clenched his fists. I used to hate this world too, he said quietly. But then, I met people who changed me. He remembered Iruka-sensei's smile, Kakashi's lessons, Sakura's kindness, Sasuke's rivalry, and Jiraiya's faith. Everyone's pain connects us, Naruto said. You've been alone too, haven't you, Kurama? For the first time, the mighty beast fell silent. Kurama's memories flashed before them, a time long before humans ruled. When he was born from the Ten Tails chakra, Kurama was free, proud, wild, until humans began to fear and hunt him. They called him a monster. They sealed him, used him as a weapon, and turned him against others like him. All he had known was hatred. Naruto stood among those memories and whispered, I know what that feels like. He remembered the stares, the whispers, the cold glares of the villagers. He remembered the loneliness of empty nights and the silence of having no one to believe in. Greater than you and I are the same, Naruto said, his voice trembling with sincerity. Both of us were treated like monsters. But we don't have to stay that way. Kurama's massive head lowered, its eyes narrowing. You, really are a fool, the fox said. You would forgive those who made you suffer. Naruto smiled sadly. It's because I know what pain feels like, that I don't want anyone else to feel it. And then, slowly, Kurama's killing intent faded. For the first time, the gate between them didn't feel like a prison, it felt like a bridge. Outside, the battlefield roared. The allied shinobi forces were collapsing under the weight of Madara Uchiha's power. Black flames, meteors, and endless waves of clones covered the land. Kakashi and Guy were injured. Sakura was healing the wounded. Sasuke had disappeared again into the shadows. And Naruto was running out of time. Inside his mind, Kurama looked down at him. You're dying, it said. Naruto smirked. Then lend me your power, you big furball. Kurama laughed. A deep, rumbling laugh that shook the world of Naruto's soul. Greater than, you've got guts, kid. Fine, I'll trust you. Don't make me regret it. The seal glowed golden. Chains shattered. For the first time, the gate opened fully. A storm of chakra flooded Naruto's body. Hot, pure, alive. His orange jacket burst into flames of golden energy. The pattern of the sage's 6 paths appeared on his cloak. Behind him, the fiery image of the nine-tailed fox roared into existence, not as a beast of hatred, but as a guardian of light. The entire battlefield froze as Naruto rose, glowing like a miniature sun. His chakra spread across the land, healing allies, protecting the wounded, and giving strength to those who had lost hope. Even the weakest shinobi felt his warmth. Greater than, that's Naruto, whispered Hinata, tears glistening in her eyes. He's become something more than human. Naruto looked at his hands, energy pulsing like life itself. He heard Kurama's voice inside him. Greater than, you and I share this power now. Remember, It's not about destruction. It's about protection. Naruto nodded. Got it. Let's save everyone. In a blur of motion, he charged into battle, leaving trails of light in his wake. Each strike was a meteor. Each punch, a thunderclap. The enemy fell like leaves before a hurricane of golden fire. But the war was far from over. Madara Uchiha stood atop the battlefield, his eyes burning with the power of the Rinnegan. Impressive, he said, smirking. You've mastered the fox. But you are still a child playing with fire. Naruto's eyes glowed gold. Maybe. But even a kid can change the world. They clashed. God and mortal. Light against darkness. Madara unleashed Susanoo, a colossal warrior of purple energy. Naruto countered with Kurama's full form, the nine tails blazing like a sun god. Every roar, every explosion shook the earth. Villages miles away trembled under the shockwaves. For every move Madara made, Naruto countered with newfound precision, guided not by rage, but by clarity. Inside his mind, Kurama grinned. Greater than, you've finally stopped fighting like a fool. You fight for others now. Naruto smiled. Guess you're rubbing off on me, furball. As the war reached its climax, the spirit of the Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo Otsutsuki, appeared before Naruto. The ancient sage looked upon the boy with gentle eyes. Greater than, you carry the will of my sons. You seek peace not through power, but through understanding. He placed a hand upon Naruto's heart. Greater than, then I grant you my blessing, the power of the Six Paths. A new symbol appeared on Naruto's palm, the sun mark of the sage. Power surged through him, merging human spirit, Kurama's chakra, and divine energy. The world around him shimmered. Even Madara paused, sensing the shift. Naruto whispered, "This is it, the power to protect everyone." But victory came at a price. Sasuke returned, his eyes burning with the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. He had also received part of the sage's power. Together, they fought Madara, and then Kagaya Otsutsuki, the mother of chakra herself. It was the greatest battle in history. Gods against gods, friends turned allies once more. Kurama's chakra intertwined with Naruto's every move. Left. The fox warned. Naruto dodged, launching a Rasenshuriken infused with tailed beast energy. Sasuke attacked from above with Indra's arrow. The explosion that followed tore the sky apart. When the dust settled, Kagaya was sealed away. The war was finally over. But the true battle was still ahead. Naruto and Sasuke stood once more at the Valley of the End, where their bond had first broken. The sun set behind them. Water roared below. Greater than, we saved the world, Naruto said softly. Yeah, Sasuke replied. But I can't forgive this world yet. Sasuke still carried pain. Of his clan, his past, his guilt. Naruto looked at him and smiled sadly. Greater than, then let me share your pain. Their final battle shook mountains. Rasengan met Chidori once more, blue and red spiraling into white light. At the end, both fell, their arms shattered, their bodies bleeding, their hearts finally at peace. Greater than, why do you go this far for me? Sasuke whispered. Because you're my friend, Naruto answered. Even if you hate me, I'll never stop believing in you. Silence. Then, Sasuke smiled. Truly smiled. For the first time in years. When the war ended, the world began to heal. Villages rebuilt. Nations united. People no longer looked at Jinchuriki as monsters, but as protectors. Naruto became a hero, not just of Konoha, but of the entire shinobi world. He trained the next generation, guided the orphans, and carried the legacy of every soul lost in battle. And within him, Kurama finally rested. Greater than, you did it, kid, Kurama said. You ended the cycle of hate. No, Naruto replied with a grin. We did it, together. Naruto married Hinata Hyuga, The girl who had always believed in him, even when no one else did. They had 2 children, Boruto and Himawari, each carrying the warmth of their father's smile. The day Naruto became the 7th Hokage, the entire village gathered. Children shouted his name. Old friends smiled through tears. As he stood atop the Hokage monument, cloak fluttering in the wind, he closed his eyes and whispered to the spirit of his parents and master. Greater than, I did it, Dad. Mom. Pervy sage. I kept my promise. Behind him, in the glow of the setting sun, a faint silhouette appeared, the red, fiery outline of Kurama. Greater than, hey, the fox said quietly. You really are something, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto smiled. And you're not so bad yourself, Kurama. Epilogue. The Legend of the Nine Tails Sage. Time moved on. Naruto's story became legend, told to children as a tale of courage, love, and redemption. But for those who truly knew him, Naruto wasn't a god, or a hero, or a chosen one. He was simply a boy who refused to give up. On himself, on his friends, on the world. His journey had begun in loneliness, but ended in light. And the fire he carried, that unyielding spirit, burned on in every heart that dared to dream. Greater than, a real hero, Kakashi once said, isn't someone who never falls. It's someone who always gets back up, no matter how many times life knocks him down. Naruto did more than get back up. He taught the whole world how to stand again. And as the wind whispered through the hidden leaf village, carrying the laughter of children and the rustle of leaves, a familiar voice echoed faintly in the distance.